Greetings, KRTA members. I hope you and your families are staying safe during these unprecedented times. I want to remind you, I think you're all fully aware, the 2021 session of the General Assembly is going to begin in a few weeks. And I think it's going to be a very unique session. We're not sure if we're going to be able to get into the annex, if our representatives that represent us at KRTA, our volunteers, are going to be able to get into the Capitol or the annex in the coming weeks. But we want to make sure that you stay connected and that you are fully aware of the KRTA priorities for the upcoming General Assembly session. I want to remind you, our priorities have not changed from last year. The first priority is to get full funding at TRS. History should show our elected leaders, and we've learned from it as well. When the pension system is underfunded during tough economic times, it's definitely not the fiscally responsible thing for us to do, or our General Assembly to do. This leads to big problems, and down the road even costs the state more money. So we must remind our elected officials of the importance of fully funding TRS. Our second priority is to fully fund our medical insurance trust fund. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but just last week, numbers came out. The medical insurance fund is now at 61% funded. That's great considering where we came from in 2010. It's up from 46% last year. But we're not there yet. Now is not the time for the General Assembly to shirk on its share of the shared responsibility plan. Our third priority is to keep the TRS Board of Trustees structure unchanged. Those same numbers that were released last week showing the health insurance fund had increased to 61%, and the pension fund is up as well. That comes as a result of a strong Board of Trustees at TRS. Why would we want to change something that works? TRS, because of those numbers, ranks in the top 5% of all pension funds across the country. And in the last 12 years, TRS has outperformed the average pension fund by $3.6 billion. Our fourth priority is to maintain the defined benefit for future teachers and current teachers in Kentucky's classroom. KRTA has long advocated for a defined benefit not only for current teachers but for future teachers, and we'll continue to do that. As many of you have heard, there are meetings going on and have been going on for the past several months to develop a new tier for future teachers in Kentucky. I want to remind you, this new tier and this possible pension proposal will not affect retired teachers in Kentucky. It will also not affect current teachers in Kentucky. It will be a tier for future teachers hired after January 1st of 2022. KRTA and other education groups have been at the table during the talks about possible pension reform. And we want to make sure that if our legislature does anything, that it protects the solvency of TRS, and it also allows our colleagues that are still in the profession to attract and retain quality educators in our public school classrooms across the state. This upcoming General Assembly is going to be unique, but I remind you to stay connected throughout the session. Thanks and stay safe.